First and foremost, as always, I want to thank our chairman, McKeon, of course, our speaker, Prieto. They initially, when they saw the travesty that was going on in Atlantic City and realized that at that point nobody was talking about a partnership, they were talking about a complete and utter takeover. That is not a partnership. That is simply imposing your will upon one of your municipalities. And part of the problem with that was the state had absolutely no plan. So we have to think about how we got here today, and I appreciate new members coming in today and talking about partnership. I appreciate new members coming in and talking about how they want to help. But the truth be told, initially, it was Senator Sweeney, and it was Governor Christie in a bipartisan manner with our Senator Whalen and Assemblyman Mazzeo, wanted a state takeover, pure and simple. And they signed a letter urging the Assembly and the committee and others to move forward and take over the city. And my problem from the beginning was, what's your plan? We're all reasonable people, and we all understand that if you have a plan, we're going to look at it and adapt with it and work with it. But in this case, there was absolutely no plan. And so when we asked Mayor Guardian and we asked Council President, we said, well, were the 5 years that the state was monitoring Atlantic City, were you allowed to spend one dime without state approval? And the answer was no. We asked them during that time, were you allowed to pass one budget without state approval? And the answer was no. And what did that tell us? That told us that the state not only had no plan, they were making it worse. So finally, thanks to the leadership of Chair McKeon, Speaker Prieto, working hand in hand in a bipartisan manner, which is what the people expect us to do in the first place, the city has done the yeoman's job, along with these fine professionals, of coming up with a plan today that even those who wanted the state to take it over and ask no questions, if I heard them correctly, they talked about partnership, they talked about we need to look at this. But what I find interesting is to have the city come here and on this short notice put together a plan that basically does not increase taxes, reduces spending, has done a phenomenal job in working with the families who represent the unions. We often talk about police or fire in general terms, but what we're talking about are human beings. We're talking about people. And so these families who have agreed to accept pay once a month, these families who have agreed to take massive reductions to accomplish that in this time period is something that is truly a yeoman's task, and my hat's off to the city and the professionals, and again, my hat's off to Chair McKeon and Speaker Prieto for giving us the opportunity so that we could hear this plan. I, too, am very proud of the fact that we worked hard in a bipartisan manner to make sure that New Jersey Grow, ERG, and the neighborhood stability all passed. And that was a bipartisan effort, and I'm glad that that piece is there for the city to enjoy, and I appreciated working with Assemblyman Mazzeo on that in a bipartisan manner to make sure that something that's good for our region passes and is made sure that we're looked out for. But that does nothing if we don't have a city within which people can invest. And that does nothing if there's not a stable economic environment for businesses and families to have confidence in, so they will come to Atlantic City. And when we're talking about the furthering of Atlantic City, we're talking about Atlantic County as well, because clearly a large part of the economic engine for Atlantic County is through Atlantic City.